Back in 2013, my family and we experienced a financial hardship and I was homeless. We were homeless. And I still started my business in the midst of us trying to find a place to stay.
Supposed to go take a bath a long time ago. I'm not going to say it again. Go. Go. Okay. Makiva Jenkins here, wanting to interview Quay Greer to find out how did you feel about the Cavs loss today. We want to hear from you.
It was an outstanding game. Golden State cheated. That's what happened.
No,
they always some cheaters.
But they won fair and square, and he finds that hard to believe.
It's okay though because Cleveland's gonna come back with 4 in a row like they did last year.
Oh gosh, now we have another hater. All right, so Quay, how do you feel about the loss? What do you think about next game, which is what, game 4? How do you feel? Tell our viewers, how do you feel about game 4?
It was good execution.
Game 4. How do you feel about game 4?
Good execution.
Hello, I'm just testing out my tripod. I finally got a tripod for my phone so I don't have to prop it up on anything or hold it. And I just wanted to try it out to make sure my view was really good. I need to get my hair done, but it's not in the budget right now. Hello, everyone. My name is Makiva Jenkins. I am the business coach and strategist with the...
That right there is a hitman on the witness stand, under oath, explaining in detail how he walked into a dark bedroom and shot a sleeping pregnant woman in the head. He was 19 years old, and the person who paid him to do it was sitting just a few feet away in that same courtroom, and it was her husband. Makiva Jenkins was born on August 9, 1983 in Belle Glade, a small farming city in Palm Beach County, Florida, about 45 miles inland from the coast, the kind of place most people drive past without ever stopping. She did not grow up in the most stable home situation, so her grandmother, Gloria Harold, took her in from the hospital as a newborn and raised her as her own. And that bond between the two of them was deep enough that Gloria was still fighting for her decades later in a courtroom. Growing up, Makiva was the kind of girl people noticed right away. Her aunt, Sabrina Yarnes, remembered her as popular and driven, the type who got elected homecoming queen at Glade Central High School and kept her grades tight because that was just how things ran in their household.
Hi guys, it's Business Tip Tuesday. My name is Makiva Jenkins. I will be broadcasting live on my Facebook business page at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and I would love for you to join me. I will be discussing reasons you should be using Facebook Live broadcasting from your business page to promote your business, your services, your products. So make sure you like my Facebook page, Prime Enterprise Group, and I look forward to connecting with you at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. See you soon.
Good grades were not a choice. They were expected. After high school, she went on to Barry University and then the University of South Florida. And even after she got pregnant with her first daughter, Senya, while still in college, she stayed enrolled and pushed all the way through to earn her master's degree. She raised Senya mostly on her own the whole time, and the family always described them as best buddies. By the time Makiva died, Senya was about 13, and she would go on to get into Florida State University in 2022, the exact milestone her mother had wanted to live to see.
Hi everyone, my name is Makiva Jenkins, business strategist and business plan writer with the Prime Enterprise Group. I just wanted to share this quick little video to motivate you to move forward with starting your business. There's never going to be a perfect time to start your business. You're going to run into bumps, challenges, obstacles that you have to overcome, but do what you need to do to launch the business that you've always desired. Start with your business plan. Create a budget for your company and get going. You're never going to start if you continue to make excuses. You're never going to be a business owner if you continue to make excuses. If you have questions about that, drop me a message in my DM. Have a great day.
That post she made on Facebook the night before she was killed was not bragging for the sake of it. Between 2013 and 2014, Makiva and her children were actually homeless, without a stable place to live, and she was still trying to build something from that position. By 2017, she had created the Prime Enterprise Group LLC, a business coaching company that helped regular people build business plans, find direction, and start their own careers. She ran webinars, made motivational videos, kept an active social media following of over 1,400 people on her Facebook business page alone, and had gone from no fixed address in 2013 to earning multiple six figures by the time she was 33. She was the person keeping the whole household running financially, and everybody around her knew it.
Because I get so many people calling, reaching out to me, complaining about their jobs, wanting to leave, afraid to do so.
Her younger brother, Marquavius, who everyone called Quay, lived with the family and later said Makeva was like a second mother to him. She was the anchor of that whole family, the person everyone came home to, and he was right there the night she was killed. Now onto Yuri Jenkins. He was born July 3, 1986, the son of a pastor, and he had grown up around church communities in the West Palm Beach area. He made his money cutting hair, working out of a little makeshift barber shop he set up in the garage of the family home. He and Makeva first crossed paths on New Year's Eve 2009 at a church celebration, and from all accounts, she was immediately interested. People who were there remembered her face lighting up when she met him. Her family told her to slow down and take her time, but the relationship moved quickly anyway. She got pregnant with their son within a few months. They got married in a small church ceremony where Quay walked her down the aisle, and they later had a daughter together as well.
So, like other things that you get during the hurricane from a small business, generators, people that, well, those are more so large businesses, but if you have a product or service that you can offer during this time, you need to be out doing some footwork, coming to Walmart, Costco, Home Depot, Lowe's, giving out your business cards and your flyers to let people know that you're available to do stuff for them so that you can make some money before the storm actually comes. I think that's it. I think that's all I can think of. If I think of something else, be on my email list, because I'm going to email a lot of stuff today.
So by 2017, Makeva had 4 children altogether. Sania from before, 2 with Yuri, and 1 on the way. That setup right there tells you a lot about where things stood. Makeva was out here building and growing and earning, while Yuri was home cutting hair in the garage and watching the kids. And he had also been quietly racking up nearly $20,000 in unpaid child support that he owed to a woman he had cheated on Makeva with, a woman he had actually had a child with while married to her. When Makeva found out about that affair, it hurt her badly enough that she kicked him out. But she also still loved him and eventually let him come back home.
They haven't set the date for when tax season is going to start yet, but there are a lot of changes coming up, so we'll be rolling that information out, letting people know how the IRS are doing things for next tax season with the delays of the refunds as usual, and we make sure our clients know how they should be filing their taxes and how the exemptions that they should claim, what money is theirs, what they can write off, different things like that. But the IRS are making a lot of changes, and yes, there's going to be another delay for refunds coming next tax season, so be on the lookout for that, and make sure if you don't work with Legal Tax Solutions to prepare taxes, that your tax preparer can provide you with that information, and you know what to expect for next tax season, so you're not waiting around on a refund when all of the refunds are going to be delayed, when sometimes you would get your refund before Valentine's Day. Not next year.
By May of 2017, things between them had gotten bad enough that Yuri was telling people around him that he did not want to be in the marriage anymore, and Makeva had actually started divorce proceedings that same month. But then she found out she was pregnant again, expecting their 3rd child together and her 4th overall, and she changed her mind about the divorce. She was trying to keep the family together. Trial testimony later made clear that Yuri was not happy about the pregnancy at all, because another child made it even harder to just walk away. What Yuri did not want to walk away from was the money. Makeva had a $500,000 life insurance policy, and he believed he was listed as the person who would collect it. He was already behind on child support, his barbershop income was barely anything, and the one person who was actually generating real money in that house was trying to leave him. So instead of figuring out his life, he started putting together a different kind of plan.
My husband is acting as Tarzan.
No, I'm not.
Daddy's scared.
Yeah, Daddy is scared.
I thought you was tough.
Daddy said he's swinging from the tree. Daddy, be careful, honey.
There we go. We got insurance.
No, Daddy, don't do it.
I can't even see you though.
Slide it up just a little bit. Let me come down the line.
Stop it.
I think you might be better if you go backwards though. Like slide down.
Because if I go backwards, I can't see where my feet landed.
But the ladder's right.
Well, you know we'll tell you.
Yeah, you're going to tell me, but it's different. You good?
Don't kill yourself, Daddy.
Don't say that, man.
Daddy, I thought
Hold on to the tree and swing like Tarzan. Tarzan.
like this, look.
Oh, I missed. Boy, that was scary.
Daddy would scream. Scaredy cat.
It just back to this. Yeah, man.
The last thing Makeva Jenkins posted publicly before she went to sleep was about how far she had come. A couple of hours before she went to bed, she had written on Facebook about surviving homelessness in 2013 and 2014, crossing the six-figure mark by 2015 and reaching multiple six figures by 2017. She wrote about following her heart through all of it, about never wanting to go back to being homeless, and about how much that hard time had taught her.
Back in 2013, my family and we experienced a financial hardship, and I was homeless. We were homeless. And I still started my business in the midst of us trying to find a place to stay.
Then she went upstairs and fell asleep. Downstairs and in the garage, Yuri was with his close friend Dimitri Dale and Makeda's brother Quay around 2 in the morning. Quay had stepped out briefly to a nearby 7-Eleven, and when he came back, Yuri insisted on finishing his haircut right then at 2 in the morning. Quay did not think much of it because that was just how things went around there sometimes, so he sat down in the chair and let him get back to work. What Quay did not know was that Yuri keeping him in that chair, in that house at that time, was not an accident. 2 days before the murder, on June 27th, Yuri had gone to Dale and told him he wanted someone to kill Makeva. Dale, who had grown up with Yuri through the church his father pastored, then went and found 19-year-old Jovan Joseph, someone he knew who he believed would do it.
All right, it's back. I'm driving, so hit a few bad areas, but yes, I will be teaching a live online training next Wednesday on building a successful business from the ground up. You can find the event on Facebook, Building a Successful Business from the Ground Up, and get more details about it, and you can sign up for the course. Jerome. So yeah, if you are someone that's looking to start a business and you have questions, you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do, but you need help, this is the perfect class for you. I will be teaching this class next Wednesday evening, live at 6:30 Eastern Time. And if you can't make it live, it's going to be a 2-hour class. If you can't make it live, you will always receive the replay of the course and the handouts that we're going to.
The day before the murder, on June 28th, Joseph was brought to the Jenkins home while Makeva was out, and that was when he received the gun, a .38 caliber revolver he had bought from someone for $60. The choice of a revolver was not random either. Trial testimony later confirmed the gun was specifically chosen because revolvers do not leave shell casings on the floor for police to collect as evidence.
Did you say anything to him while he was going upstairs?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Because he was in on the plan.
And what do you mean in on it?
Like, this was his plan.
Plan to do what?
Kill Makiva. He motions towards me, which room she's in. And that's when I laid him down. I go in the room. Once I go in the room, I see a figure in the bed. It's dark. I'm like a couple feet away. I aim towards her head. That's when I shoot her.
How many shots did you fire?
1.
Now, why did you shoot her in the head?
Because I was trying to finish the job.
And then, as Joseph gave more details,
he told me that Yuri was trying to throw us.
Judge, we have instructed all of the family members, Makiva's family members, that there can be no outburst, no show of emotion, no display of emotion, and we will do it again, Judge. We instruct them every day.
Yuri had promised Joseph $20,000 in total for the job, with $10,000 paid up front. Joseph forced all 3 men upstairs at gunpoint and made Yuri and Quay lie face down on the floor. Before that happened, Yuri asked if Dale could take the children out of the bedroom and downstairs, away from where Makiva was sleeping, and Joseph said yes. Pay attention to that because it is important. A man who genuinely did not know what was coming would have been in pure panic mode, trying to protect his children from a random intruder. Yuri knew exactly what was about to happen, and he was making arrangements to have the kids out of earshot when it did. Once they were on the floor, Yuri then turned and quietly motioned to Joseph, signaling which room Makiva was sleeping in. Joseph walked out of the bedroom and out of the house without touching a single thing. He did not take any money, any jewelry, any electronics, nothing.
My baby girl, she don't really know what's going on. She's 1 year old. She'll never get a chance to see her mom when she gets older, when she gets her menstrual cycle. I don't know what to do. It's gonna be tough, especially being a black male, a single black male, widower, or whatever you call it. But man, it's gonna be hard, very hard.
He got into Dale's white Dodge Charger and drove away, dumping the car about a quarter of a mile from the house on Lawrence Road. Yuri held Makiva's head in his hands while she lay there, telling her to breathe, begging her not to leave him, saying he could not do any of this without her. Paramedics got there fast and rushed her to the hospital, but she was pronounced dead from that single gunshot wound to the head. When the medical examiner later did the autopsy, they confirmed what detectives had not yet known that night. Makiva was pregnant. The baby did not survive either. Nothing in that house had been taken or disturbed. 1 shot, 1 target, 1 exit, with empty hands. This was not a robbery gone wrong.
His testimony continues in the Yuri Jenkins murder trial. The 35-year-old is charged with first-degree murder and the shooting death of his wife. He's accused of hiring a hitman to kill her while she was sleeping so that he could then collect money from her life insurance policy. WPTV News Channel 5's Cameron Eppinger joins us now with the latest on this trial.
Joseph, a captain with Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, testified that Makiva was still alive after the shooting and found her suffering from a bullet wound to the head.
I said right eye and behind her right ear.
The day after the murder, Yuri sat down for a television news interview where he talked about what a good woman Makiva was and how much she meant to him. That same evening, he went to a strip club called Flashdance and later posted about it on Facebook. When people pointed out how cold that looked, he told them all to go to hell. At Makiva's funeral, which was held at the same church where they had first met 9 years earlier, people who knew them well were watching Yuri, and what they saw bothered them. He had maybe 1 or 2 tears the whole time, but nothing that felt real, nothing like a man who was truly broken over losing his pregnant wife the way he was supposed to be. 2 days after the funeral, he got on the phone with the insurance company. Makeva had updated the beneficiary on that policy before she died, taking Yuri off the list and naming a family member, believed to be her grandmother.
Actually took the stand today yet again. And there was also a brief disturbance inside the courtroom. Our Al Peffley is joining us live from downtown West Palm Beach with more on that. Al?
Jim, the alleged hitman says Yuri Jenkins agreed to pay him $20,000 to kill Jenkins' wife. He says he got $10,000 from Jenkins before the fatal shooting, and he was supposed to get the remaining $10,000 after the...
He had arranged to have her killed, and he had not even checked first whether the payout would actually come to him. The whole thing had been built on a lie he told himself, and the woman he had used and disposed of was already gone. Detectives from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office got to the scene within minutes of Quay's call at around 2:17 in the morning, and they could tell almost right away that this was not what it was being presented as. There was one precise gunshot to the head of a woman who had been asleep in her own bed. Nothing in the house had been taken or disturbed, and the shooter had exited so fast there was no trace of any struggle.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Hello. Getting our Christmas dinner together. Hi, everyone. My name is Makeva Jenkins, business strategist and business plan writer with the Prime Enterprise Group. I just wanted to share this quick little video to motivate you to move forward with starting your business. There's never going to be a perfect time to start your business.
Lead detective Sean Oliver later described that, in a real robbery, people move through the house and create chaos. This person had come in, gone straight to one room, fired one time at one specific person, and left. That kind of focus does not happen by accident. The first real opening in the case came through the car. Dale's white Dodge Charger had been left on Lawrence Road, less than a mile from the Jenkins home, and once investigators pulled that thread, everything started connecting. Security camera footage from a Miami Subs restaurant showed Dale and Joseph together the day before the murder. Separate footage showed Joseph's car following Dale's Charger the night of the killing. And another clip caught Joseph literally pushing Dale's car down the street earlier that night when it ran out of gas.
Happy Memorial Day, everyone!
Makeva was then rushed to the Delray Medical Center where
More cameras placed Joseph near the Jenkins home that same evening, and when investigators pulled the phone records, they found that every time Yuri called Dale in the days leading up to the murder, Dale would immediately call Joseph. While the physical evidence was piling up, detectives were also putting Yuri through questioning, and his answers were not adding up. Quay remembered things very differently. He recalled lying there on the floor and whispering to Yuri, urging him to do something, to fight back or at least try something. And Yuri just stayed completely still and did nothing while a man walked into the room next door and shot his wife. The case fully broke open when Dale, under increasing pressure from investigators, finally admitted what had happened and then agreed to secretly record his phone conversations with Yuri after the murder.
Why else would anyone want to go into your house and kill your wife? Because it's clear that that's their whole intention, was to just kill her.
There's no other reason.
So,
how did Joseph express his displeasure with the fact that Yuri hasn't given him anything?
He just told me he was going to body him. That's what he told me.
Body means
to kill him.
Those recordings were damaging from the very first seconds. Jovan Joseph was arrested on September 2, 2017, charged with first-degree murder. Yuri Jenkins was arrested on December 15, 2017, also charged with first-degree murder as the person who planned and paid for the whole thing. Standing in front of the judge, he kept repeating that God would vindicate him.
Looks like you were selected to be the foreperson. Has the jury reached a verdict? Yes, ma'am. Would you please hand that to my deputy? All right, ladies and gentlemen, before I read the verdict, I do want to let you know that we have placed certificates of appreciation on your seats, and There's also a stamped self-addressed envelope that goes along with that. I would appreciate your filling out that survey and sending it back to me so I can see if there's anything that you think could be changed or improved to make jury service better. Also, I hope that you have not found this duty to be extremely burdensome or unpleasant, and that you'll be willing to serve as a juror again when and if the time comes for you to do so. Let me just ask our clerk then to publish our verdict.
In the Circuit Court of the 15th Judicial Circuit, Criminal Division in and for Palm Beach County, Florida, case number 17 CF 008721BXX, Division U, State of Florida versus Yuri Durrell Jenkins, defendant. Verdict: we, the jury, find as follows. As to count 1, we find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment. So say we all, this 6th day of May 22nd in West Palm Beach County, Florida, signed by the jury foreperson.
All right, does counsel for either side wish to have the jury polled?
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time the clerk will poll the jury. That simply means that the clerk will ask each of you individually if the verdict that was read is your verdict. If it is, you should only answer yes. If it is not, of course, you should answer no and nothing further. Please poll the jury.
Juror number 1, was the verdict as read your verdict? Juror number 2, was the verdict as read your verdict? Yes. Juror number 3, was the verdict as read your verdict? Yes. Juror number 4, was the verdict as read your verdict? Yes. Juror number 5, was the verdict as read your verdict? Yes. Juror number 6, was the verdict as read your verdict? Yes. Juror number 7, was the verdict as read your verdict? Yes. Juror number 8, was the verdict as read your verdict? Yes. Juror number 9, was the verdict as read your verdict? Yes. Juror number 10, was the verdict as read your verdict? Yes. Juror number 11, was the verdict as read your verdict? Yes. Juror number 12, was the verdict as read your verdict? Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for your time and consideration of this case.
Trial of Yuri Jenkins has found him guilty of hiring a hitman to kill his pregnant wife, Makiva Jenkins. The judge sentenced him to life in prison.
The jury find as follows. As to count 1, we find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment.
And the victim's family was visibly emotional as the jury read that verdict. Jurors deliberated for about an hour today before returning the verdict. Prosecutors say Jenkins hired a hitman to shoot and kill his wife while she was sleeping back in 2017. They argue that Jenkins was the mastermind behind the shooting and wanted to collect $500,000 of his wife's life insurance money. Prosecutors say Jenkins believed that he was the beneficiary. He later learned that Makiva had named one of her relatives as the beneficiary. The state's case focused on 2 men who say they conspired with Jenkins to kill Makiva. After the jury delivered its guilty verdict, Makiva's mother spoke in the courtroom. Guilty verdict, Makiva's mother spoke in the courtroom.
They came to the verdict I wanted them to have, but on neither side was a winner. I know how he has made his family feel, because they had no idea he could do something like this.
And Harold continued to say that she had nothing bad to say about Jenkins, and all she wants now is for everyone to find peace. Following Harold's statement, the judge sentenced Jenkins to life in prison. The defense does plan to file a motion of acquittal, saying the state presented an improper case by putting witnesses on the stand who, quote, perjured themselves.
Yuri, did you kill your wife? No, I didn't. You said you were innocent. I am innocent. Then what happened? God will vindicate me. What do you have to say about this, Yuri? This is bullshit. God vindicate me. Dimitri Dale was eventually indicted for first-degree murder in early 2020 and was tracked down in North Carolina by the U.S. Marshals after he ran. The trial against Yuri Jenkins finally started in late April 2022, almost 5 years after Makiva was killed, held up by court issues and the pandemic. By then, Joseph had pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in exchange for testifying against Yuri, and Dale had pleaded guilty to manslaughter with a weapon and was cooperating as well. Both of them took the stand and laid every fool out, including how Yuri pointed Joseph toward the bedroom and how the whole thing had come from his mouth from the very beginning. The defense tried to flip the story and blame Dale as the real architect, arguing Yuri had been set up by two men who were known liars working to reduce their own time. Dale acknowledged that directly when the prosecutor asked him about it.
And that was to snatch the life of Makiva Jenkins.
In their closing arguments, state prosecutors focused on proving the defendant Yuri Jenkins hired a hitman to murder his pregnant wife, 33-year-old Makiva Jenkins.
He was there to complete the job that the defendant asked him to do. And he either received $1,500 or $10,000, and he was promised additional money.
Although Yuri wasn't the one who pulled the trigger, the state contended he was the sole mastermind behind the shooting so that he could collect his wife's life insurance money.
28 days before her death, that the one policy was changed, and he assumed that the second policy had been changed also.
In June 2017, Makiva Jenkins was murdered in cold blood while sleeping at her home near Lantana. The state's key witnesses, confessed gunman Jovan Joseph and alleged middleman Dimitri Dale, testified against Jenkins to avoid life sentences.
This case is about lies and liars. Plain and simple.
During the defense's closing arguments, Jenkins' attorney poked holes in their story and reminded the jury they both have a history of lying under oath. He argued Jenkins didn't have anything to do with his wife's murder, and the state failed to prove otherwise.
It is the burden of the government to provide you with truthful, honest, sworn testimony.
In West Palm Beach, I'm Cameron Leppinger.
And when the defense pushed Dale on cross-examination about whether it was Dale who really set this whole thing in motion, Dale was completely clear about where the order had come from. Then came Quay's turn on the stand, and the courtroom was not ready for what happened. Quay had watched Makiva grow up. He had lived under her roof. She had been like a mother to him, and now he was being asked to sit in the same room as the man who had set her up to be killed, while he was lying on the floor 2 feet away. He couldn't hold it together, and he charged at Yuri right there in the courtroom. The jury took about 3 hours total and came back with a guilty verdict on May 6, 2022. Judge Kirk Volker sentenced Yuri to life in prison without any possibility of ever getting out. He tried to appeal the conviction, and on December 20, 2023, a 3-judge panel at the Florida 4th District Court of Appeal read through everything he submitted and unanimously turned him down. Joseph got 15 years in prison for pulling the trigger. Dale got 45 days in jail and 15 years of probation for being the man in the middle who made the whole thing possible. Makiva Jenkins was 33 years old when she died. She had climbed out of homelessness, raised a daughter on her own through college, built a real business from nothing, and was carrying another baby when the man she had given chance after chance decided she was worth more to him dead than alive. He did not even collect. She is buried at Forest Hill Memorial Park in West Palm Beach, and the message she used to share with the people she coached is still out there. Don't give up on your dreams. She went to sleep that night proud of everything she had built, with no idea that the one person she had let back in was the reason she would never wake up. Do you think Yuri deserves what he got? Let me know what you think in the comments section. Also, click on one of the cards on your screen to see more videos like it. See you in the next one.